huge Michael Jackson fan, and I actually prefer white Michael Jackson over black Michael Jackson. I thought Michael Jackson was in his prime from like the You Rock My World video to his death. I thought he looked amazing. I loved light-skinned Michael Jackson. I thought his nose, I just thought he was such a beautiful creature. I thought he was so true to himself to the very end, and I absolutely loved him. I actually went over to London when I was 13 to stalk Michael Jackson. I'm a stalker. That should be another fact that's going to be part B of this one. I went to Michael Jackson's house when I was 10 years old, and
keep going.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, this is actually kind of weird now that I'm like saying it out loud. But like, I went to his house in Los Olivos, and when I was like 10, because I was like obsessed, and I thought, and I was like, if I could just have a picture of him and bring it back to school, like I'll be like super cool, and I could like whatever. So I had this weird crush on Michael Jackson from like 9 to like 15, and I was like determined to meet him, and I finally did meet him at his house.
Were you invited?
No.
What do you think?
I was like one of those little like stands that just show. I know. Oh my god! Like you think about it now, full circle. People are showing up at my house. I'm like, oh, karma. But yeah, I just showed up.
I love that.
Yeah, I know.
But that full circle moment.
Yeah, wow. Because I'm like, wow, people stopped showing up to my house, and then I was like, wow, I did that.
You were that person.
I did it. I did to Anna Nicole Smith too. Gosh, oh my god, that's weird. Ew. And I thought it was so like fine as a kid.
But they actually talked to you?
Yeah.
What did you talk to Michael Jackson about?
I never said this story. Like I feel like his people are like Illuminati people where they actually come murder me. I just remember I had the Moonwalk book, and I was with my dad, and I just said that I was like in love with him. I was like, I want to marry you. I said that to Michael Jackson, and he just asked me to like come into his house. I don't want to say it. Nothing weird, nothing like sexual.
Okay, hold on. So you go, hold on.
I'm a girl.
By the way, you're with your dad. Does he invite both of you back to the house?
Yes.
Okay.
We're like in front of the gate. We're already at the house. We're like parked on the street.
Got it. Okay. Typical.
Yes.
So he invites the two of you in. Do you walk with him from the gate to the house? Do you drive?
You drive. You get your pass. You drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where do you go from there? Does he in living room?
Oh God. I mean, I did sign an NDA, but at some point I feel like you don't like as a child. It doesn't matter, right? You're fine. Yeah. I think after a certain point. Actually, I didn't even sign it. I think my dad did, so it's fine. Oh, right?
Yeah. You were so young, not legal.
I guess all those boys have said stuff. I'm sure they signed NDA, so whatever. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Honestly, my experience was really positive. Like there was a bunch of kids there.
Okay.
Oh my God. There was just a bunch of kids there, and it just felt like Disneyland. I know, like looking now, like I never tell this story because I just think it's such like a weird, because I loved Michael Jackson so much. But there was just a bunch of kids like hanging out. There was like literally like cotton candy like machines. It was like a theme park, and so like there was maybe like 10 kids there, and I just said like I was like in love with them, and like we held hands. Oh my God, I'm done telling the story. This is so weird.
For how long?
Like around a little bit, like around his little.
What are you thinking in that moment? Have all of your dreams come true?
Yeah.
Do you think it's weird at all?
No, I like in my head, like I was obsessed with the movie Great Balls of Fire. It was like about Jerry Lee Lewis who like married his 13-year-old cousin, and Winona Ryder was the 13-year-old, and Dennis Quaid was like the 25-year-old rock star. And like in my head, I was like, oh, I'm gonna marry someone by the time I'm 13, and he's gonna be a rock star. Like so, I thought meeting Michael Jackson, like literally, this is
could have been
him. Yeah, I was like, oh, we'll probably get married. Like that's what I thought. I remember thinking that. My next thing you didn't know about me, I was a little bit of a stalker when I was little. Look at there, 15 years old. I didn't live in California, but I came and found Michael Madsen. All right, and then look at here. Me at Michael Jackson's house at like 15. Yeah, still a big weirdo. And my dad go up and we camped out. A little bit of a stalker, not gonna lie. If I went, like Michael Jackson's house, like, okay, let's go. Oh my God, that was bad karma because he would like take us up to Michael Jackson's house because I was hoping to see Michael Jackson, and we ended up doing it, but it is creepy. Now I'm like, oh my God, that's like.
He took you to Michael Jackson's house?
Yeah.
Oh my.
It was weird. But you know what? Other people were waiting out there. Not that it makes it right, but then I'm like, now full circle here.
Did you meet Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
How did your dad just walk into Michael Jackson's house?
No, you don't just walk in, but like we would like hang around there.
So you just pay to... Oh, I mean, you waited outside.
Yeah. And Michael Jackson, I really
Michael
loved.
Jackson used to spend a lot of time sitting out in front of his house.
My dad would drive me up when I'd come out to visit, and I do think I told you this before, like I would skip school sometimes and come out to California, and my dad would like drive me up to Michael Jackson's house, and we'd just sit outside for like ever.
And the other thing that was interesting is when we rented a plane for you and Kelly to fly over the house.
Oh my God, that's a good story. I forgot about that. I didn't forget about it, but yeah, when we go to Michael Jackson's house, we used to like just sit outside the gate, but one time we met this girl outside the gate too. She was like me. She was just sitting out there with her dad, like a 15-year-old girl. And my dad got us like a plane to like fly over Michael Jackson's house and like look at it. It was oh my god. All my really awesome memories from childhood have to do with Michael Jackson. Around the time I was like 12, 13, 14, I was so obsessed with Michael Jackson. I remember my dad, because he lived in California and I lived in Illinois, so I got to come out and visit my dad during the school week to go to Michael Jackson's trial up in Santa Maria, and we would stand outside the courthouse and see Michael every day. It was so much fun, and then like on the weekends, we like camped outside his house hoping to see him. It was really great, and there was like a lot of other fans doing this too, not just me, and my dad wasn't a huge Michael Jackson fan, so it was really sweet of him to do that. And then like one time, I met this girl who was like my age there, and my dad rented a plane for us to take over Michael Jackson's house, and that was really fun because we got to see like all of Neverland, and I have like video of it and everything. It was like really, really fun, and we were like moonwalking like the whole time. Like it was really, really cool. We got to be on the news. When I was 13, so 8th grade going into freshman year, I went over to London to see Michael Jackson. He was doing like this 30th anniversary thing, and I forgot where it was at. Maybe like the Equinox or the Equinox. I feel like that's a gym. Gosh, I can't remember. He was at some club in London, and we followed him to like on the train station to Exodus. We just followed him all around London. Alana at Alana May tweet, what was your bad experience in London? Oh yeah, talk about a bad experience in London. We went over to go see Michael Jackson in London, me and my stepmother. And it was just a really bad experience in the sense that I never actually got to see Michael Jackson, and then we got a tip where he was gonna be, and that like no one knew from like just another fan outside, and like he's gonna be here, like no one knows, like there's a decoy going somewhere else, and they're all gonna follow the decoy, and we know where he's gonna be. And I wanted to go so bad, and the whole reason we went on the trip, my dad paid for it all, was for me to go see Michael Jackson and hopefully, you know, get to talk to him or have a picture with him. And I was so disappointed that I was not allowed to go. For whatever reason, we couldn't go, and we just ended up sitting in the room for the rest of that day, and we couldn't go see him. And the third day was the actual, like, there was like a tribute concert, but the third day was like a Sony like protest thing, and something again that I wanted to go, another reason I want to go over there, and I couldn't go to that either. So it was just a really bad experience because the whole reason I went over to London was to do it. And then also too, I got to go to London when I was 13. My dad paid for the trip to go to London, and that was the time when Michael was like anti-Sony, and so we got to like see him perform. We went to a tribute show, got a Michael Jackson doll, camped outside his hotel with everyone else. It was really, really cool, and like, yeah, I got to like hug him, and he was awesome. Like, I loved Michael Jackson, and that's why it was so sad for me like a couple of years ago when he died. It like made me so sad, because I absolutely loved Michael Jackson, and those were probably like some of my most memorable moments from childhood. They all had to center around him. Michael Jackson time.